Hello guys, welcome to our channel JavaScript Concept and Techniques. So today I'll be teaching you guys how to run DynamoDB locally. And before we start with the Compose code, let's have a look at what exactly is Amazon DynamoDB. Okay, so the Amazon DynamoDB is a key value and document database. So it is away from the traditional SQL database. It is no SQL. Uh, it's fully managed, multi-region, multi-master, durable database with built-in security backup, and there are tons of features like this. Uh, Also, it can handle up to 10 trillion requests per day and support peaks of more than 20 million requests per day per second. So, I have given a link over here. You can read more about advantages and disadvantages of using DynamoDB. Uh, so let me move to the next section. So let's have a look at the core components of Amazon DynamoDB. So first we have the tables. So tables are responsible for storing the data. It stores collection of items. Examples of tables could be like users, books, etc. Like we have in any other SQL database. Then we have items. Items are groups of attribute, and all the items are each item in the collection is unique. So item could be a first user, like a group of attributes of the user like ID, name, email, status. Here ID and email could be unique for a user. So like this we could have multiple users. So these are the items which go into the table. And then we have attributes which make up the item. So it is like the actual data element wherein the actual data is stored. So example could be ID, email, name, etc. So without further ado, let's directly jump to the code. So I have created a DynamoDB folder. You can create any folder as you wish. So before we start, uh, uh, let's create a Docker Compose YAML here. Okay, so let's begin. First, we need to take version of Docker. So let me take as the latest version 3. Then we need to specify services. This is normal Docker Compose format. You can get it from the Docker website how to frame this Docker Compose. So let me name my service as DynamoDB. Next, I need to import an image which is given by Amazon. The name of the image is Dynamo Amazon slash DynamoDB hyphen local. So let me show you where is that DynamoDB local. So if you go on to hub.docker.com, you'll see if you search by Amazon DynamoDB local, then you will be able to find this image. This image is directly used for running the DynamoDB locally. So I am pulling that image here. Let's write a host name. Let's make it as DynamoDB local. Then we need to name the container. The container name will be, could write anything, but I'll write it as DynamoDB local. Next we need to run one command here. This is used so that whatever changes you make in the database are persistent. Like whenever we Docker compose down, the data should not get deleted. It should stay persist whenever we will Docker compose up the container next time. So for that we need to run this command. Let me type it out. This is the package which supports the persistent storage of the data. Then we need to have a shared DB and specify a path for that shared DB. So inside the container there will be a slash data folder in which the data will be stored. Let's map the volumes now. I'll be taking whatever is the DynamoDB data, which will be created automatically. This folder will be created automatically by Dynamo. We'll see it in a second, and we'll put this inside the data folder, which is created in the container or DB. Now let's map the ports. We'll be running it in 8000. This is the host in the container port. Now expose it to 8000. That's it. Now we just need to run the docker compose command. Just check you have docker running on the system, and then type in docker compose up. As you have seen here, our DynamoDB -data folder is created. Currently it's empty. Once we start putting data inside the tables, it will get populated. And this is the one which is mapped inside Docker container. So you can see the container is up. Now next thing what you have to do is we need a client using which we can insert data in the tables. So there is one nice client, DynamoDB GUI client, which can be used. It is simple to use, GUI client. The instructions are pretty much simple to run it. You need to clone the package, move into the directory, npm install, and then run electron serve, and then start this DynamoDB GUI client will be up. Now we are connecting to a local DynamoDB, so we need to select local here. You can name the database as anything. I'll name it as DynamoDB practice, and it is running on 8000. It's connect. As you can see, it's connected. Alright, now the next step is we create a table. So inside this GUI client we have an option to add table. I'll be creating a simple table called users, and be adding two attributes, ID and email. Okay, so currently we don't need any global indexes. This will be for higher level. We are not specifying any SES, nor do we have any streams. It will be a simple table called users. We will have two attributes in here, so we can just append one more attribute. Let me duplicate this one. So the first attribute name will be ID, and this is string, number, boolean. It will be number. And second will be email, and I'll make it a string. Then we need to specify key schema, that is like which all fields we need, which field we need to specify as primary key, and which is called hash key, and which will be a range key if required. So for now I'll be setting ID as the hash key, and I'll one more duplicate this again. I'll put email as my range key. This will uniquely help me to identify together one specific ID and email is a new record. Provision to report, you can set 10 for now. Read and write capacity of 10, and save this. It will take around 10 seconds. You can see the users table is created. You can see here the table is created, and it is ready to be filled with data. So there is a button here down to add data inside this. You can click on add record. This is for ID, and email as test, and since this is a NoSQL database, and these are the only two fields which are uniquely used to identify a record, you can add multiple fields here. You can say name, say age and save this record. As you can see, the data is been created, and now if we stop our container, hit down and restart it again, we again refresh this, we can see the data still persists. If this line was missing, then the data would have disappeared. It would have not saved the data, but because of this line, the data is saved. So what are the advantages of using DynamoDB locally? So one major advantage is whenever we are in the development phase of our project, we do not want to hit the actual Amazon DynamoDB because it will cost you a lot. And if you run it locally, it is pretty much free. You can use it as much as you want. There are no restrictions. And once you are done developing, maybe then you can use the actual one. This DynamoDB can also be run on any local DynamoDB can be run on any server. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, any doubts, please put them in the comment section. If this video was helpful, please leave a like, and please do not forget to subscribe for daily JavaScript videos. Thank you.